Hello, my name is Natalia, and we are going to look back to the life of a man who made such an impact on his life and so many around him. A man who in many ways was lonely, reserved, and lived a humble life. A man who found opportunity where opportunity was not available to many. He battled against all odds and proved to his family that opportunity was possible in a country that hope is non-existence. This man was named Mariano Marquez. Many knew him as Mark or Marco. For this segment, we will call him Mark as many others did. We turn the clocks back and we visit the Philippine Islands. It is so hard to believe that the Philippine Islands is almost a little bigger than California, yet there stands over 100 million people in that country. This story begins with the little boy named Mark. As most 6 or 7-year-old children play in the streets, this young boy often walked the streets of the Philippines with no shoes, as it is a common thing for little boys in the Philippines. Mark would often tell his friends and family that it was a normal thing to him, not knowing any better. Being naive and always playing with the neighborhood kids that lived in poverty was not an ideal thing, but he was always looking for ways to find a better way of life. Mark always remembered his uncle because he was his source of inspiration. His uncle was the person that gave him direction and guidance, while his father did not give him any at all. His uncle often talked to Mark since he was a little boy, and he was always encouraged Mark to enlist in the Navy. This stuck hard in Mark's mind, and when Mark turned 16, he was able to join the Navy. During the time, joining the military was not difficult, and the process was so easy. It didn't take much for Mark with an eager mind who was willing to do whatever it took to follow direction from his superiors. Not being of legal age to join the Navy, Mark said he was 18, and because of the quick process and no red tape during this time, Mark was enlisted in just a matter of a few weeks. He shortly turned an opportunity into a bigger one as Mark learned to be very valuable in the Navy. Most minorities had very poor job positions such as cooks, deckhands, and manual labor positions, but Mark had a prestigious technical position. Mark often would boast on his position in the Navy, but yet he was proud that he had made his decision to join the Navy when his uncle always instilled his head. He shortly turned an opportunity into a bigger one as Mark learned to be very valuable in the Navy. Mark took it upon himself to speak and understand the Japanese language. During this time, the United States was in battle with the Japanese, and it was very valuable for anyone that spoke and understood the language. Mark later was promoted into the radio room and became a communication expert as he gave valuable information to the Navy on what was being said through the airwaves. This posed a great asset to the Navy because thousands of American lives depended on what the Japanese moves were going to be. Since Mark understood the language, he was able to prevent and warn his superiors what was being said through the radio waves. This radio position was such a huge asset because during this time, hundreds of Japanese were planning their attack against the U.S. soldiers. This was deep in World War II, and many men lost their lives fighting to protect U.S. soil. Mark, who survived the war, was clearly a miracle. This was the start of a relationship that lasted for over 3 years as Mark proved himself to the Navy. Shortly after the Navy, Mark wanted to take advantage of the education benefit the military had to offer, so he attended the college in San Francisco. Mark was very good on his feet, and dancing was his talent. He often took up dancing when he was a child, so as a teenager, he enrolled in a dance school in San Francisco. During a school dance, Mark met the girl of his dreams. Her name was Emma Mendoza. She had this captivating beauty that Mark just had to come up to her and ask her for a first dance. During this time, many girls in the Philippines had no hope to go to the U.S. for a better future. Arranged marriage was a very normal thing that people did to free themselves of poverty and third world countries such as the Philippines. Her story was so intriguing that we wanted to learn more about what she went through to finally get a chance to live a better life. Her beauty was so rare that many men that courted Emma did not have a chance with her because of her protective family. Her family even arranged her marriage, and she had agreed to marry a man that she was not in love with. Being stuck in a country where there is no hope for opportunity, Emma made that choice to marry this wealthy man, but wanted in exchange to visit the U.S. Emma later ran away and left to the U.S., and never did she look back. There, she met Mark, who she shortly fell in love with. Her protective brother Nonoi couldn't stop the romance once it started between Mark and Emma. In 1957, Mark and Emma had their very first child, and Mark was deeply in love. He was always holding his baby girl Celia. They were inseparable, and Mark always carried his daughter wherever he went. The family grew, and later came Tony, the second child. In July 17th, the same day of Mark's birthday, they had their third child. Sharon was a bundle of joy, and Mark and Emma couldn't have been happier and blessed with a family of 5. Mark was living the American dream, thanks to his uncle's words, which still lingered in his head, to enlist in the Navy. That is how his life changed forever. A mother that loved her kids and a father that took care of his new family. It was only then, when everything was about to change their life forever. Tony, only being 4 years old, and both sisters also at a very young age, did not expect what was coming. Emma contracted a serious disease, and only just after the start of a wonderful 6-year marriage, everything came to a stop when Emma lost her life at 32 years of age. It was devastating to Mark and the kids to lose their mother at such a young age.
Despite the profound grief of losing his wife, my father remained our pillar of strength. He shouldered the burden of his sorrow while navigating the immense challenge of single-handedly raising us, ensuring we were cared for with unwavering devotion. He didn't just survive, he prevailed, pouring his energy into our well-being and showing us what true resilience looks like. 2 weeks before she passed away, my mother somehow knew her time was short. Perhaps guided by a dream, she whispered to my father, "Please take care of the kids, should anything happen to me." Though he brushed it off as nonsense, he reassured her that he would always care for us. When she passed, my father was devastated and shocked, yet he prevailed. He dedicated himself to raising us the best he could. The pain of her loss was so profound that he never remarried, choosing instead to keep his promise to her for the rest of his life. As we look back, we are not here to mourn the passing of Mark, but to celebrate the life of a man who left behind a legacy in his 3 children. Mark had a unique talent. He was a draftsman. In an era before computers, he created the mechanical drawings for engineers in the architectural field. He worked for major companies such as Lockheed Missiles and Space Company, Boeing, and many other engineering firms. He possessed such artistic talent and a deep love for drawing, never realizing that this same talent would be inherited by his own children. Celia, the oldest of the 3 children now at retirement age for several years, Celia refuses to remain idle. Instead, she is defined by a relentless, infectious drive for self-reinvention. Her capacity for transformation is truly remarkable, as she consistently channels her energy into fresh ventures rather than slowing down.